What's up, guys? It's Gardy B with the Jenkins Jonez show. As always, I'm here with my good internet buddies, Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a. Tyler.
What's up, guys?
Jethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
What's up, bubbas? And if you fuck with us, you want to see more of our content, please jump on YouTube and subscribe to our channel.
Okay, let's move to the Western Conference. Obviously, we're going to start with the Los Angeles Lakers. As a lifelong Lakers fan, I haven't been this excited for a season in quite some time, since the Shaq and Kobe era, probably. I don't think I can oversell how much Russell Westbrook means to Southern California and how excited everyone is here to see him. I think we're going to have crazy fucking scenes in the Staples Center this year. I cannot take out a large enough loan to buy tickets for my family of four to go see the Lakers. Everyone's fucking excited. Gentlemen, how do you feel about the Los Angeles Lakers? Tyler.
Well, I do have title aspirations for this team. But either way, like I told you, I'm stress-free with this shit. Like, I'm just enjoying the ride, bro. Melo, Brody, and Bron are on the same team. Like, this is everything I ever wanted. It doesn't matter that they're 43 years old. Who cares? You know what I mean? So I think that they're a team that is probably, I think they're probably going to be a 3 or 4 seed, maybe. That their old heads are not going to be fucking busting their ass every night. But I do think that they can fuck around and win it all.
Who's 1 and 2 in the West if they're 3?
I think Utah's probably one, and no one's going to be scared of them. I think the 2nd seed could probably go to the Clippers, I'd say. But
wow, without Kawhi, they're missing him for a lot of the season, right?
We don't know. Yeah, but yes, okay. I mean, most likely.
This is what you expect, yeah.
But wouldn't you say Kawhi is one of those guys that if you found out he was like good to go 6 months after an ACL tear, you'd be like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I think he would also not be good to go after 6 months after ACL tear because nobody is going to wait to make sure they're healthy more than Kawhi.
Yeah,
like
that's
Kawhi
true.
is a dude that's going to drag it out another month or 6 weeks. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. I think, dude, I'm going to have a ball. Like Tyler said, stress-free. Like I'm approaching this shit like I did the playoffs. Like after the playing game, I just was like looking at Bron like, this nigga is kind of looking like a nigga that, is not the Bron that I'm used to. You know what I mean? And I know he was hurt. And he doesn't, that fucking reverse, I don't know what the fuck you call that tomahawk shit he did, that dunk. So he looks extremely healthy. That ankle look like it's holding up well. He's moving great. But I don't know, I'm just really happy to see LeBron play basketball, like still playing basketball. That's why I'm approaching it. That's how I'm coming at the game. Like, I don't know. I don't think they're a chip team. I think Westbrook, just as much of a big deal as he is to LA, I think he'd be just as much of a headache being a fan of his. I mean, I've always loved Westbrook. I've always also never really had to root for his teams. I just really liked him as a player and a person. So I think he, I don't know, like, yeah, it's whatever turnovers it was, it was a lot of them in the preseason. It's only the preseason, but yeah, it's only the fucking preseason. You're turning the ball over like that, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, man, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't expect the chip out of them. I really don't. But I'm gonna enjoy the fuck out this season.
I think there's 2 big questions with the Lakers. Number one, as Tyler mentioned, they are the age of a Kevin James buddy reunion comedy. So obviously injuries are a big question. And I think the other one is exactly what John just mentioned, which is the best version of this team has Anthony Davis willingly and happily accepting playing the 5, which he has only occasionally been willing to do. And it has Russell Westbrook willingly accepting the fact that LeBron James is on his team in a way that he sometimes struggled to accept that Kevin Durant was on his team or James Harden was on his team. And
or Bradley Beal.
Yeah. And everyone has said all the right things. Couldn't have said anything better in the preseason. And as we all know, Christmas Day, we'll fucking see how everyone actually feels.
When the entire nation is watching and basketball season is really, truly started, and these are big games, well, at least that game's going to matter. What's going to happen in the final minutes when it's give Bron the ball time and Westbrook has no give anybody the ball button in his body. You know what I mean?
Or maybe he does, and they're a fucking holy terror. You know what I mean?
We fucking gas. And like, this was the moment we knew it was chip time. But we'll see. We'll see. But if they win a chip, I'm not going to be surprised either. So I'm not expecting it. So, but I would love to be surprised by it, though. And I think that's a possibility.
Surprise. Yeah.
Pleasant surprise.
Let's talk, as we love to do when we're hanging out with our friends, about the Utah Jazz, everyone's favorite.
I think, like I said, I think they're the 1 seed because they're that right mixture of, of guys who are still youngish, but veterans and still hungry and still trying to get it. So they're going to go all out every night. So I think they win the 1 seed. And I don't think they scare any fucking body in the playoffs.
I mean,
Story of the Jazz, pretty much.
The defensive player of the year gets played off the fucking court in series after fucking series. We've seen it in year after year. So nobody's scared of them. I think they're good. I think they're really good. Donovan's a fucking dog. I think Jordan Clarkson, I hope he maintains that. They got Bogey. They got some players. So they're probably 1 or 2 in the West, but and they care enough to play hard every night. And I don't think it'll matter when it comes playoff time. So basically the exact same thing fucking Tyler said. I just, nobody's scared of Utah. And also fuck Utah because fuck everything Utah. You know what I mean? Fuck you out of here. Just gotta say it.
Are they, obviously it's not usually a good thing if the sun crashes into the earth, but are they crashing back to earth? Are they just a team that's as good as they were last year? What do you think, Tyler?
I can see them, having like a top 3 finish. I think the Suns are legit. I do not see another finals running them, but I do think that they're legit. Like I said, I think I see about a top 3 finish. I know they need to stop fucking playing with Ayton and get that man his money. Like,
they why the bullshitting?
Yeah, on a rookie extension. Like, what the fuck? And especially a dude like Ayton, who we know is all about his bag. You know what I'm saying? From the shit that, the shit he's pulled with Adidas and Arizona, you better give that man his money or he's getting the fuck out of there, when he becomes unrestricted, man. So I don't know why they're playing this shit with Ayton the way they are.
He had a bad series of versus fucking Giannis and shot 50 to 60% from the fucking field. Bad series against fucking Giannis, who was a fucking god. He shot 80% basically for the first 3 series going out throughout the West. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that man was eating, bro. Like, you saw what he could be. He can move really well. What the fuck are you gonna get for that value? You know what I mean? Well, I mean, we could probably get something else, but there's nothing else available better than him for, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need Ayton to win. We saw that. He was, he gave you exactly what he needed to give you throughout the playoffs all last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? I think it's wild. I think the Suns top half of the West. They're a good team, but everybody sees them coming. So I think that prevents them from being as good as they were last year. I think they were the second in the West, and we were shocked that they, that they beat, made it out the West. And they were the second best team. We were still shocked. We believe they're good now. Everybody believes they're good now. So nobody's lacking on them anymore. So yeah, I see everybody sees them coming. I think they're a good team. But yeah, they're nowhere near as good as last year.
Do we think we're in an interesting spot with this aging generation of stars in every sport? You talk about a 44-year-old, Tom Brady, but all the stars are playing longer. Those careers are extending. Do we think Chris Paul at 36 is where we start to see wheels flying off? I felt this way all last year. It was like, do you remember when Peyton Manning was in the Super Bowl and at like halftime he lost his ability to throw the ball downfield?
Oh yeah, his arm was
just
dead.
It just disappeared
that quick. We all saw it happen to it in front of everybody.
I was waiting for that to happen to Chris Paul last year, and it's just like it just keeps going, man. I don't know.
Chris,
yeah, I mean, and of course, a dude with his injury history, you always wonder what the head gasket is going to blow. But I don't know. He's, last postseason, you could possibly say that was probably his best postseason yet until the finals. The finals were a disaster.
36.
Yeah, but he wasn't. I was clowning when I said he looked 87. He wasn't that bad in the finals. You know what I mean? He just wasn't the guy that we saw throughout the Western Conference, playoffs. You know what I mean? But I think Chris is, I don't know what we'll see from him this year. All right. There's nobody fucking knows. I don't know if Chris fucking knows. You know what I mean? Like you said, it happens quickly. But I think last year was his year to get that chip, though. I don't think he'll ever have another chance again. I think that was a year. I know he said, after getting that taste of that, he wants to be back. And I mean, I wouldn't be mad at seeing him back
everyone
there,
does.
Maybe getting one.
Everyone
does. But life be lifing. And I think life was on his side last year. I don't know. He had his chance, and I don't know if it's gonna happen again. But he ran into a fucking god in Giannis, unfortunately. Sometimes the shit works out that way.
Let's talk about the Clippers. I actually think the Clippers, for all the shit I've talked on them on this show, are maybe the team everyone's kind of been falling asleep on in the West a little bit. Because they're not going to start the season with Kawhi, they're not going to have these huge spotlights on them to start the year.
Paul loves that. Paul George loves that, playing with no pressure. Shit, he might be MVP. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you think? What do you guys think of the Clippers?
I mean, of course, Terrence Mann is no Kawhi, but I think he's going to take a leap this season. I think that they're still going to be solid. I think that they're still going to be a legit. I think they're still going to be a legit playoff team. I can see them winning. I don't see them going to the Western Conference Finals, though. I can see them winning, a first round series and getting bounced in the second. But, that's kind of where I'm at with the Clippers.
I think the thing why people aren't really tripping off of them, because I feel like they're bank robbers that have been robbing banks with fake guns, and now everyone knows their guns are fake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like, I feel like that's the Clippers now. You were like, oh shit, they pulling up. But nigga, your gun, said it has, they're not real guns. You know what I mean?
Pull the trigger and the flag that says bang comes out.
The dudes aren't dudes like we thought they were dudes. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about the Clippers. But I mean, I think they'll be a good team, but it's not a team that we expect them to be with Paul George and fucking Kawhi on their team. You know what I mean? Just like they have been the last 2 years.
Okay.
They're what the Celtics were. You know what I mean? For those years when they were making it to the Eastern Conference Finals or really, really good in the playoffs, but they never really got to that, got over that hump. I think they're the same. I think that's what they are.
We're going to talk about a couple more teams, then I have a question for you guys. Let's talk about the Warriors. Another team is in a really interesting spot. Obviously, championship pedigree. Klay coming back, knock on wood, looking like himself. I would say I don't know that I've ever worried less about an athlete's mindset coming back from injury than I do with Klay Thompson.
I just hope he doesn't rush back. That's my only thing with Klay. I hope Klay doesn't rush back. But I mean, I think the Warriors will be fun. I think they'll be good when Klay's back. Curry's a god, obviously. Everybody wants to see Klay back because everybody loves Klay. And I think Jordan Poole is good. I know, this is a preseason, but he's smooth as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I like his game, and he's young. I think he makes a jump. I think he makes a big leap this year. So I think they'll be a good team. I think they could be in the top half of the West.
For sure. Definitely they could be a top 4 seed for sure.
Yeah, I think it'll be a top 4.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to Klay coming back, man. I fucking love Klay. I miss the dude. I miss that fucking guy.